Me like it.
Yes. Wow, unimno. Okay. Yeah, share the ano pay.
Yeah, say African stories no kakra. Say Joe Mohammed Kudus to Tottenham. I think say a very refreshing news. Last season, so I had me and she didn't need much of players within the UEFA Champions League circle. No, say Joe now we Thomas Partey, we Edmond Bedu of Red Bull Salzburg. Na Ghanaian saying, but say Joe so far 2 transfers are here no. It shows some positive signs kakra because last weekend. Yehu Kamal Din Suleimana moving from relegated Southampton to a Champions League team Omobebo next season Atalanta in the Italian Serie A. And say you see Mohammed Kudus so also prioritize Champions League football ahead of the season Babesha see 25-26 season. That's the reason why opese omunya that move no and to ne adia abano se Tottenham Hotspur ababe the team Omo Geno Efri Omo London rivals West Ham United £55 million expected to sign 6-year deal and the medicals ebeko so enei. So I think it's a good move.
Yeah.
It's a good move because we will have the opportunity of seeing Mohammed Kudus back in European football. Yes, he has shown some couple of glimpses of good performances when he was at Ajax Amsterdam, including magnificent performance of Ewo Anfield when they played against Liverpool. And he wants to be back into European football, the early division in Champions League. So Tottenham providing him with that platform, I think it's very, very, very good.
Okay.
Very, very, very good. Tottenham, where you say Thomas Frank ne move from Brentford, alcohol. Now say or say explore another opportunity with Yohan Wissa. The DR Congo International, Sakura headed guy.
Yeah.
So what another brilliant guy or no Brian Mbuemo and those wing play for Brentford. Those guys give you consistent performance. Okay, the African hierarchy. Okay, players omo free a bibi memoir. Omo bo mo modern or Premier League no pa Seju. In terms of one numbers, in terms of assist goals, you likely see Yohan Wissa and Brian Mbuemo. Omo consistency with Brentford over the years, I have very, 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 very like a hot for Obia to see. It was very clear. So that's the reason why Thomas Frank also pese Yohan Wissa ebeka said you banasa ebema omo wingers na sa doso.
Okay.
Because Kulusevski mo ho. Yes, Obeka say James Maddison otimi ball wing but he can also play just behind the attacker. But what it means say Uya Yohan Wissa or Mohammed Kudus say it gives you options. So be free bencher, obi shasiye. What it means say a better player no so bencher, no so betime free bencher ba besisa game no. Already Dominic Solanke did a very good job after the move from Bournemouth economy. And I think it's a successful season for Tottenham Hotspur. Despite say want me am making roads within the Premier League na kakra bi omo ya relegation. But say they were able to win the Europa League title. And no more opportunity to secure the Champions League spot. Nyame adum ye ba bebo e wo 2025-2026 season.
Mebusa the same way. Mebusa Naro and Andy and so. Should Kudus be the most expensive Ghanaian player in history?
Yes, one thing
performance. Ese Kudus ne the most expensive Ghanaian footballer in history. £55 million. You talk Ghana ni biasa.
So you to the beer performance and determine your value up because there could be country like yenya better players, but beer yenya better than him no. I am more expensive than Kudus there no. When you na into valuation, so you share Asian there ni see. Asian there no ye the player ba ko ka hu. Because Chelsea paid £24.5 million plus a player in the shape of Thiago Mendes. But the over time value of money, that time no is saying. That time no is saying. Oh, the Thiago Mendes value no, but the value no man for my meka is no. Ka no
24.5
plus a player.
Okay.
That was how Chelsea's spent that for Asian transfer because Thiago Mendes moved from Chelsea to Olympique Lyonnais around that time after 24-25 season now Michael Asian Ebano said you and then so Yababe drew market skyrocketed because players prices too inflationary because she amount for players be to Tomo ubeti £70 million be ubeti 50 but said you back in the days those players in the Tomo sir Juve edge 46.5 million pounds from Real Madrid ho Ed Zidane said you know was highest record.
Yeah.
The move of Rio Ferdinand from Leeds United to Manchester United around 33 million pounds. Now said you those times you know can near cast a huge figures. But now to me ordinary player near the 70 million euros, 70 million pounds.
Yeah.
So because in the market you know I inflated. Yes. So say yeah. The reason is that the selling club decides.
Yeah.
Una wo player and I mean so me pay.
No sad time now no more turn sabo na selling club in the
Omo decide but who say no krani eka. But ababe do me that's one of the reasons why Arsene Wenger na Edin so be yiska at a point in time those high amount no he prefers to develop a player and I be a onko henu na say player na young kakra no etua no ababe develop no. But say you ababe do baby a market no inflated.
Ah wow. Asamoah no 11
Yes.
11 million.
Yeah, Asamoah no 13 million pounds.
13
million pounds.
Okay.
Ono no kra na a record.
Okay,
na was Sunderland. Yes, na was record.
Okay.
Around 2010 no.
Okay.
And na omo ababe Tobias say Habib Diarra de no.
Asian baby you know.
Yes, and
Pate didn't say
Pate no so 50 million pounds.
50
million pounds.
Okay.
But Kudus de na ababe 55.
Okay.
So eno na kosoro. Unse Asamoah de na no Sunderland record.
Yeah.
Enye ebia say Ghanaian player but omo club no say player omo tie sika aton.
Yeah.
Say Joe Kamaldeen Sulemana ni move from Stade Rennes to Southampton and so na omo club record around 20.5 million pounds. Ono so na club na nkasa Southampton the highest amount of money omo ato e top player.
Okay.
So say Joe we live in a inflated market.
Fourth. Oh Southampton
Yeah.
Fourth. Okay. Player omo on the board
Yeah. Tottenham there. Yes. Omo tan omo timi to be ebia 40 30 so we didn't do. But say yo the problem is in some years to come say among for Kudus they must brave themselves. Because Daniel Levy oni obetri.
Yeah.
Ebia obeton kra on ton ma English team. Kai when Chelsea came for Modric. Mo koya say you mo the 40 million pounds at the time ekoye.
Yeah.
But later on okoton no e ma Madrid e di koji 30 million pounds.
I see.
Ono a wa ba ji Kudus no. O be penny player say you ya na edin say o de be ma. Ya na edin especially English opposition kwa de on pese o de be ma. Or prefer say player no e be free outside no akọ any other European country ni akọ akosia kai because no dey say Europe. Say you kitwe bi on the women's AFCON no and we saw some couple of brilliant performances. Zambia I talk about the fact that say you omu two ladies no mabawa no omu dey ni mu no Barbara Banda and Rahel Kudananji say you these are the ladies who are taking the Zambian team through the first game against host nation Morocco no uzo Morocco for no actually omo pa ense jo eno nso omo eno mo ye ladies amonya those 3 goals no ema omo ne Senegal. It was a tough game. Senegal football in terms of women's football say jo eno so e basoro pa o omo so omo because even the first game they defeated DR Congo 4-0 but eno no they met a Zambian opposition one of the best attacks in terms of women's football on the continent.
Okay.
Rahel Kudananji, Barbara Banda, these are the 2 most expensive women footballers ever in the world. Among you see a kind Oka Women's MLS League no in US no. And Sergio, that was how Barbara Banda scored twice and Rahel Kudananji also scored the other goal. So Zambia had the opportunity of beating Senegal by 3-2. Very good performance also from Morocco. Ghislaine Chebak, Niote Kanama Koye 2-2 omone Zambia no Sergio. Ono so nya hat-trick. And Sergio, that one was also good enough to ensure the host nation, the Moroccan team, were able to defeat DR Congo by 4-2. So that was how women's AFCON enwa etwa. So Nigeria ebebo Botswana, probably the weakest side in the group. And then Tunisia will also be facing Algeria. Algeria in the first game defeated Botswana by 1-0. So omuni Tunisia, how are they coming to face with the Tunisian team? Omuni North Africa. North Africans we Morocco as in terms of women's football no and yet that too strong. So it's almost like a battle of equals. But for Nigeria team, you know, I fancy them beating Botswana because omo a star-studded team. Or Sisa Toshwala, or Rashida Tajibadi of Atletico Madrid, or Rinsola Babajide, formerly of Liverpool. Sergio, these are star-started team. Right. Michelle Alozimo. Sergio, I fancy the Nigerian team beating the Botswana team and the women's AFCON. Nyame boa ochena and I Black Queens ebebo the women's Eagles of Mali team no in the second group na say betimenya win after losing the first game against defending champions South Africa. So you know Nova Kunfa no in the first set. No fan kakra against Flavio Koboli of Italy. After losing 6-7 he make sure say Otimi recover and winning the next 3 sets no. I think one of the set was 6-2, 6-4 and then 7-5. That was good enough to ensure say and also able go through to the next stage of the semi-final. No. Say Joe Bauchia Yannick Sinner. Yannick Sinner also a defeated Benjamin Shelton. Ono the onyan easy. 3 sets now of course so nina 6-4, 6-4 and then send your team winning the 3rd set and I said you that was good enough for Yannick Sinner. So Mumi and win on Beshia it was semi-final. It's so bad say one of them have to bow out after the semi-final stage. Sure. But I said you it's probably going to be Novak Djokovic in the final.
All right.